Welcome back, guys. Thank you very much for coming out today. I tell you guys, it snowed yesterday and the snow is still here. I think winter's here, guys. I'm not a big fan of winter, but I think we're stuck for it now. Otherwise, it would have melted. Hopefully, it won't be a cold one this year, and hopefully, we won't get buried. And you're kind of like, maybe we're gonna get a heavy winter, maybe we won't, depending on who you ask. I don't know. I hope it's a short winter, guys. Even though I'm Canadian, I am not a big fan of winter. I grew up in the prairies and it was darn cold up there. So it's, yeah, I could do without winter. I could definitely tell you guys that. I want to remind you guys too, before we get going, I am taking appointments for private reads. I do have time. You can find out the info about that on the About section of my channel. And my email will be in the description box. So you can always shoot me an email if you're interested and we can set up a time for you. We're going to go ahead and get started with the Infinite Energies deck today. This deck was really calling to me. This is one of my favorites, so we'll go ahead and see what message the universe has for the collective today. And there's a big bunch that wanted to come out. I got told the top one too, because it went crooked, that it needs to come forward too. Connection. Self-realization. And mountain. You know, I keep getting this vibe here that we're talking about relationships with somebody close to you. And it feels like loving relationships or someone you love. This might be a family, it might be a partner, but it is someone you're deeply connected to. This self-realization, though, it's definitely issues that you've been having with this person or things that have maybe been going on for a while, but it's your focus on it. It's you sort of looking within and seeing, okay, how have I contributed to this problem? What is the problem? Being able to define it for you so that it is something that you can overcome. Let's see. Infancy just reminds me of beginnings. Something new. I get a lot of uncertainty with this infancy card too. So whatever changes that you're making or you're trying to make, what you're trying to figure out with the self-realization card within your connection to somebody else, like it's taking time to sort of sort through it in your mind, to sort through it in your heart, to sort of figure out what it is that is actually troubling you, what it is that's going on. I keep getting the word like define. Being able to define it. The savannah. Formal learning is a walk through the zoo. Informal learning is a walk through the savannah. As telling me the only way to figure the way forward is to put the effort in and going through. And what I'm getting told is there will be other problems that come up. There will be stumbling along the way. But the best way for you to figure all of this out is to actually like boldly go forward in it, whatever it is. Anger. And you might be very angry at somebody. This might be part of what you're trying to sort through. What is it exactly? Put a name to it. What is this thing that this person is doing that has made you so angry in the past, or that they continue to do, that is making you angry? It's funny too. I love this card. It's got a ragingly angry cat. But it even says too, I don't need anger management. I just need you to stop making me angry. And it's funny because you're doing your personal work. You know, you're looking within, you're trying to do this personal growth, this definition. But within that, I keep seeing, okay, what is it exactly? I have to put a name to it, what this person is, what they're doing that's driving me nuts. Magnetism. The magnetism card to me is always a call to be cautious about the energy that you put out there, because we tend to attract it back. It's a manifestation, right? So if you're sending positive vibes out into the universe, you're going to get more positivity back. But if you're filled with sort of that anger, that fear, that worry, and you're focusing on all those sort of negative things, it tends to bring more of that back to you. It's almost like it stops you from making progress and finding the good things before you even get started. It creates a block. Spirit, can you please bring me more? Please help to clarify this message. Ego. So somebody who you're dealing with Because I feel these two cards very deeply connected. This elderly card along with this ego card. I feel like these two cards kind of go hand in hand today. And this doesn't speak to your energy. It does speak to somebody who you're dealing with. So I don't know if this is maybe an older person in your life. But I keep getting like this is somebody who's very stuck in their ways. They're very stuck in their way of thinking. They're very stuck in their way of feeling. Like they might not even realize, they might not have done this self-realization like you're trying to do, and you're going through this process. This is somebody who's like, they've been doing this for so long, they've been thinking this for so long, they've been viewing the world like this for so long and feeling it, that it's hard for them to step outside of themselves, like this ego card, and really look at things clearly. Yeah, it's just like dust in the eyes. Without clearing the dust, we can't see anything clearly. So clear the ego and see the world. This person's having a hard time with that. They're having a hard time seeing themselves in a negative light, like really being honest with themselves about things. And that might be part of where your anger is coming from too. It's like you've tried to explain this to them before, but they just don't get it, and you feel like maybe they don't want to get it. This is the problem that they're having. They're having trouble stepping outside themselves to take a close look. Goodness. This is somebody who wants... They want connection is what I'm getting told. Part of this, like, they don't want to lose connection with others. I get told fear is part of what's driving them in their behavior. Fear and loneliness. Like, and maybe this is part of what you had, this aha moment, this self-realization, where you're like, wait a minute, connection. Connection is what they're looking for. Connection is what this person wants. And maybe they're doing some screwed up stuff to try and get it. And they can't seem to step beyond their ego to really see that, to find the clarity, right? Okay, what's driving me in my behavior? Okay, I'm lonely. I'm lonely and I want connection. And I'm afraid of being left alone. So maybe it's kindness they're accepting from other people, but they're not really nice people. But they're sort of taking that kindness over criticism and blocking you out, even though maybe the kindness is from somebody who's not a very good person, or from somebody who's not being genuine or has ulterior motives. Venus. There's that positivity. And Venus is the planet of love. It is a feminine planet and a feminine energy as well. It's a planet of beauty too. You know, it's rebirth. I see new beginnings, positivity. See, like we're talking about focusing on positive things here, focusing on hope for the future. I want to know more about this last set of cards though before I go. I'm getting told I'm done with that deck, and I'm getting told I'm supposed to move on to tarot here. Because I want clarification on all of these. I know this logic card is yours because I know you're looking deep into things. You're finding that self-realization. I also feel this card is deeply blocked from this energy. So this energy, who you're dealing with, is having a hard time with logic because they can't get rid of ego. And that's part of the rebirth, right? That's part of this rebirth thing and starting to look at things with logic. Spirit, can you please give me clarification on these cards, on this message for the collective today? That one went sideways. And I got told these ones, and this one at the bottom, towards the bottom. 6 of Wands. And the Moon card. This person's having a hard, and that would make sense too. They're having a hard time digging into this ego, right? Letting the ego go so that they can see things. Part of that has to do with an energy around them who's encouraging them to stay in their ego. That's where part of their problem is coming from. Because I got this moon card on the 5 of Swords. Yeah, there's the 7 of Swords too. They have somebody sort of whispering in their ear that they're not doing anything wrong. Maybe it's like someone's trying to say you're the one with the problem and not them. But it's encouraging and sort of reinforcing this staying in their ego, the acting out of loneliness. Because that's not nice energy. This is like a third party kind of energy. And it's really not nice. It's funny, it's been coming up a lot in our reads. 9 of Pentacles. Whoever this person is who's sort of doing the whispering, well, that's interesting. See, I knew like it was somebody who might have some ulterior motives. I could feel that going through some of these cards. They're worried about money. It's like they want to be included in the will, or they want to get money from this person. I don't know if they're already getting money from this person, or they've been able to sort of manipulate some money out of them. Justice. They make... See, it's like they give attention to this person. They feed their ego. They feed into it. So then this person almost feels obligated to help them out with their financial problems. Because they get built up and built up. I feel like, I gotta tell you, I know the 6 of Wands is about recognition and reward, but in this read, I keep feeling like this is you, and you're like shouting this from the rooftops. Maybe this is something that you see completely friggin' clearly. You see this dynamic, you see what's going on, and you're trying to warn this person who the elderly card represents. You're trying to warn this person about the negative energy close to them, and they just don't want to hear it. I feel like you're shouting it, you're shouting it, you're shouting it, and nobody's listening. Nobody's listening because they don't want to recognize a harsh truth. They don't want to let that ego go and bring logic forward and have that self-realization that maybe is a little unflattering and maybe is a little bit hurtful, but it's the only thing you can do if you want change. And the collective energy knows that, because this is what the collective energy has actually been going through. You've been doing the work on your side. You've been doing the self-realization on your side. Look at that, death and rebirth a second time. Change. This feels like some sort of family type connection. Maybe even if it's not blood family, or it's like it feels like family. It's someone who you're connected to like family. Somebody who you have a deep history with. I keep feeling that Hangman card like blocking out memories. It's almost like they refuse to acknowledge that you've always been there for them and never asked for anything. It's not like you're always around with your hand out asking for money. Which I think this other person is. This one, this 7 of Swords, 5 of Swords energy. The third party energy. I feel like it might be kind, but the kindness always comes with a cost. They're always asking for something in return. You don't ask for things in return. You've just been kind. You've just been giving. And it's almost like this third party is making this situation, it's almost like they're organizing in a way that it drives a wedge in between you and this person, and it makes them like have to choose between the two of you. And they're like, but see, I'm so nice. See how I feed into your ego and I tell you that you're always doing the right thing, and it's somebody else with the problem. And the collective is being mean, and the collective is out of line. Instead of you trying to be real with them. Like what they're saying, that third party is so fake. But they're buttering this person up to get what they want. And then it makes you look like the bad guy because you're being real. Yeah, it's like they're making you choose, or they're making this person choose between the two of you guys. I keep seeing things over time too, like things have happened over time. Because this person, this elderly card, this person, it's like they refuse to acknowledge the memories of all the things that you've done without asking for anything in return. But at the same time, they refuse to acknowledge that this third party has always been asking for something, right? That has been completely different. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see what the truth is. And that person has always come forward with greed. They would rather, and that's why the imagination card came forward. I was wondering where that came into play. It's like they would rather feed into this false idea that this third party person has built for them, because it feels more comfortable than facing the truth, even though it's not real. And it looks like, I don't know if you guys haven't been talking. You and whoever this elderly person card is, it looks like you guys have drifted. Maybe you've stepped away from the situation because you just find it too hurtful, too frustrating. We had that anger card come out. It's like too many hurts. You don't want to keep getting burned. They won't friggin' listen. This Emperor card is your card today, though, collective. This is absolutely your energy. This is, you are in that leadership mode. You are in that confidence mode. You are doing the right thing. You are moving in the right direction. You are that leader. In this situation, you are absolutely the leader, leading the way for what should be done. I get told you should keep with what you're doing. Keep with this path, this self-realization. Spirit, can you please tell the collective more about this? Page of Cups. Give me more with that Page of Cups, please. Ace of Cups. And I don't know if they've come to you to try and make peace, or you guys are in the process of trying to make peace. Or this is something that, you know, like I feel this uncertainty about a new start with this person, though. This elderly person trying to mend things, trying to heal things. And it's not because you don't care for this person. It's not because this person doesn't care for you. It's because this pattern of behavior hasn't changed, and you have this sort of third party that's reinforcing the problem, right? They're keeping the problem alive. They're contributing to the problem. And so you're like, okay, are things ever going to change? Is this worth putting my time into if the other half of this is not changing? Can you please tell the collective more? Those ones. And those ones? And that one. Okay. Because you got somebody working against. They act like they're friendship. They act like they're loving. They act like they're family. But they're like the little devil on this person's shoulder that just keeps causing the problem and causing the problem. You're the only one finding clarity in this situation. Although I'll tell you, whoever that devil card represents, which is that third party energy, that person's got pretty good clarity too. Because what they're doing on purpose. Right? They have their own motives. And they're acting on their own motives in a way that benefits them. So they have clarity about what's going on too. There's really only one person here who doesn't really seem to see what the heck is going on. And it is that elderly energy. And it is because their emotions are driving them. I'm getting told it's because that loneliness and that fear of being left alone and that need for connection is what's driving them. Judgment. I get told this elderly energy needs to work on their emotions and gain control of their emotions and not be overwhelmed by them. Because I think they get easily overwhelmed by their emotions. I don't know if they were always like this, but when it comes to this loneliness that they're going through, this period of time that they're going through right now, definitely for sure, they might even be struggling with depression, struggling with maybe feelings of isolation. That's why they're so desperate for connection. That's why they'll take this fake connection, because it just feeds that. It gives into that. And maybe you're busy. It doesn't mean you don't care, but maybe you got a lot of shit going on in your life too. And so you don't always have the time to give this person exactly what they think they need for attention. But this one up here, this devil card, whoever that third party energy is, they are making a point of giving this person what they think they need, just enough of it to get what they need out of it. Okay. Can you tell me more about these cards? Please, Spirit, give me more clarification. Page of Pentacles. See, and I still see that energy in that King of Wands that I felt with the Emperor too. That leadership. Have confidence. Move forward with confidence. Because I keep seeing that like leading the way. It's almost like the image of somebody who just leads the way. Showing the way. Can you please give me more? Give me more for the collective. I see this person's in a bit of a softer energy too. And that's why they're really having a hard time with getting on top of things, getting themselves sorted out. Because they're still in that hurt energy. Or that vulnerable energy. It may take this person time to see things. Because you are in your masculine energy. You are in your leadership energy. And this person is like, they're not into that. They're very soft. They're very sad. They're very vulnerable. Like I said, they might be struggling with depression as well right now. Those guys. Yeah. They definitely need to do some hermit, some self-realization. I feel these cards deeply connected. I get pulled back to the logic card underneath as well. And this person that you're dealing with needs to step back, needs to release the influence of other people and release their ego and really observe what's going on in the situation, because I think they'll see, if they could do that, I think they could see that a lot of this conflict and a lot of this infighting that the Five of Wands is talking about actually gets tied back to this Devil card and this third party person who's sort of stirring the pot. I see them as manipulating the entire situation. They've been the reason for the divide between you and whoever this person is. There may be other infighting that's going on. It's almost like all the troubles, all the stress, all the everything leads back to that person. There's one person who is manipulating the situation. And it is the person who is feeding them the type of attention they think they want. That is the thing that will cause this tower. That is the thing that will cause this reality check, this aha moment, this transformation. And the Five of Cups. Because that Queen of Pentacles, she is more confident. She is a more nurturing energy. But it's still that softer energy. I still feel that softer energy. This person might just be somebody who has never really spoken harsh truths. Like maybe they've always just been a softer energy too. It's always been in their nature. that they're just a kinder person. And kindness is great. But some people, like that third party, who that devil card represents, are people who mistake kindness for weakness and they try and exploit it. And that's what's happening here. That's absolutely what's going on here. Spirit, oh yeah, thank you. Please give me some more cards here. That guy. This is the one I want first, though. And I see sadness in these cards. Like, I see what this person's going through. And this being like desperate for this connection and this deep fear of being left alone. They are going through some kind of depression, guys. That's part of what's driving all of this, is they are actually going through some kind of deep depression. And it may have to do with the stage that they are in their life. And maybe realizing that they're getting older and their life is getting shorter. Maybe it's their situation or the family situation has changed. Maybe everybody, all the kids are grown and they're having their own family. So they're now trying to find where they fit within everything. I feel your strength in these cards, though. And I feel like I keep getting pulled to it. Leadership. You are in your strength. You are in your leadership role. As this person is going through a struggle with finding that themselves, finding their own sense of leadership, finding their own sense of confidence, being able to take a clear look at themselves and have that self-realization, to take that blindfold off that the Eight of Swords is always talking about, right? That Eight of Swords is a trap we make for ourselves. We can always get the binds off, we can pull off the blindfold, and we can find our way clear, but we have to choose to. And that's the choice that this person is struggling with right now. If they do that, I do see there can be positive change here. I also see that, and this is why I kept feeling that leadership, like you're leading the way. By you being able to stand your ground and like set the example. This person may take a page from your book. They may be able to see clearly that they need to do a bit of what the collective's energy is doing. And taking charge of their life. And you know what? You may have already planted the seed for that without even knowing. And it may just take time for this person to come around to it. Because I do see that in the Seven of Pentacles, and I get told the word seed. And you can see buddies grow in the tree, eh? So I do feel like this is something that is sort of, the seed is planted and it's just going to take time for it to take root and to sprout. Because whoever that person is, I think they have the capability of doing it. But because of the emotional state that they're in, they are having a very hard time actioning that. Like huge. Guys, like Donald Trump, huge. Let's see. Page of Swords. Give me a couple more, please. Spirit. Couple more for the collective. Four of Swords. It's like this person needs to figure out why they feel the way that they do. That's their self-realization to come to. Why am I so sad? Why am I going through this time of depression? And then what can I do about it? It's not like what can other people do about it to make me feel better. It's what can I do about it so that I can find this happiness and I can find balance and healing in my life. Because I think this person right now, because of what they're going through and that need for connection, and part of what's making them so vulnerable is they're kind of putting it off on other people. Like making it other people's job to make them happy. But they won't find happiness that way, right? And this is something the collective knows because you guys have been through your journeys and you've done your work. You've done the shadow work, you've had to reach into those things, and you recognize that happiness is something we build for ourselves, and we have to find it from within. Well, that's something this person has to do too. They can't sit around and expect other people to come to them and make them happy. They need to make changes in their life where they're doing things proactively that help them to find their way out of this depression, that help to fulfill them and to make them happy, and that bring that quality into their lives. Now, look at that. 9 of Cups and 10 of Cups. And for this person, family connection is going to be important to them. And there's nothing wrong with that. We all love connection. We all find that fulfilling. That's just a normal part of human nature. But there needs to be something beyond that. Something that this person finds for themselves and does for themselves. It's almost like taking back the burden of happiness. I know that sounds kind of ridiculous, but that's what it feels like. They need to take back their own burden of happiness and to do things that make them happy. That's what's going to help them in this situation, is what tarot is saying. It's what's going to help them to find balance. It's also what's going to help them to shake this influence that's going on too. Because I feel like right now they don't have a whole lot going on around them. So they have a lot of time to sort of sit and stew. And there's a lot of time for this person to come in and manipulate. Whereas if they have other outlets and they're doing other things, there's less space for this third party BS to come in and occur. Which gives this person distance. Like the Hermit card, right? It gives them that distance so that they can find the clarity that they need to be able to find the balance of the Two of Pentacles. To find their balance. I'm going to grab a couple more here. Spirit, can you give me a few more in this read? Oh, Jesus. Sorry, guys. I had to keep the ringer up. The little one's at school. So it's just in case. King of Pentacles. And see, in that King of Pentacles, that is that confidence. That's that masculine energy. That's that leading energy, the leadership. This is the energy this person needs to get. And the only way they're going to get it is building it for themselves. Building their happiness. Doing things that they enjoy. And Temperance is all about balance too. Because right now with this mindset that they're in, it's a lot like this Four of Pentacles. Where they're holding themselves back from finding happiness. I don't see a whole lot of, it's not necessarily blessings in this read, this Sun card. It is that happiness. It's seeing the light. It's coming out of the depression. And they're keeping themselves in that depression by not reaching outward. By not taking back their control. By not moving into that sort of that more masculine energy and that action-oriented energy of doing, getting out there and doing. And that's what Spirit keeps saying here, guys, over and over again. It's not that they don't want connection with you. They are going through a deep depression. They got somebody whispering in their ear. And because of their depression and their fears of isolation, they are having deep trouble getting out of their ego and taking a clear, fresh look at what's happening. Tarot is saying change is possible, but this person has to choose a different path. They have to take back control of themselves, choose a different path, and then find clarity about how they're being manipulated. And what Tarot is saying for you in this situation, if this is, you're like, well, what do I do? Tarot's telling you to keep moving in this leadership way that you are. To keep doing what you're doing. Maybe try to release the anger because it's no good for you. It don't do you no favors. And this person isn't really hearing what you have to say right now. There are truths that this person needs to come to on their own. So it's important for you to just walk your path and to just lead by example. Because there is a seed that's been planted, but it may take time for it to take root and to sprout to allow for change in this situation. But have hope and faith, guys. That is what Tarot's saying. This is not written in stone. This is not a write-off. there is potential for healing and clarity in this situation. But it will take time, and it's all about free will and choice, guys. All right, and that is your read for today. Sending you guys all tons of love and light. And I want to thank Everything Tarot too for some of the things that I have here. They're absolutely beautiful. I got my beautiful Buddha altar. I got my candle holder, my lovely purple heart dish, and my namaste. You gotta check them out, guys. They got some beautiful stuff. Have a great rest of your day, everyone. Take care.